Welcome back to On Air. I am so happy to have you back. Today, an action-packed show for sure. The first segment will be about my visit to the Get Motivated seminar at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Talk about getting motivated and how to put on events. Direct selling events, pay attention. This is really a segment for you. The second part is going to be about politics and direct selling, one of my favorite topics. Politics, direct selling, as you know, anyone who knows me, it's all about the politics. And so, politics and direct selling, who's doing what and why. This is an extremely important segment, and it actually flows into my special commentary. We're all very familiar about the Occupy Wall Street, what that's all about. But have you given any thought to the 99 percenters in direct selling who carry all the weight? Special commentary on direct selling's 99 percenters. Hi, this is Keeper, and welcome back to On Air. Quick question. Have you been to a direct selling event lately? One outside of your company's event, not your company's training event or your company's global conference, but have you been to a different event put on by a trainer, a consultant, or an association? Let me ask you a question. Did you feel a little limp? Did you feel a little stale? No, I'm not going to do a pitch for Viagra or Cialis or something like that. I'm with you. I've been to some events lately and I don't get it. It's like a lot of the energy is gone. I've walked away limp and stale. I went to an event earlier this week that I'm going to share with you. Some of you may have heard about the event. A number of you not only have heard about it, but you've been to it. It's called the Get Motivated Seminar. These seminars started with Peter Lowe some years back. I went to my very first Get Motivated seminar about, 15, 20 years ago. And it was spectacular then, motivating, exciting, full of energy. Well, the one I went to earlier this week at the Staples Center here in Los Angeles, California, USA, was pretty amazing for the time that I was there. And let me qualify the time that I was there. As you know, I've got this trusty cast on because I have a deep bone bruise on my right arm. So it's causing me to lean a little bit. It's causing me to do some things. The days leading up to the event, this elbow just started pounding. It was so painful. I didn't understand what was going on. However, I went to the Staples Center to see the Get Motivated event. I couldn't wait to see General Stanley McChrystal, Bill Cosby, Colin Powell, Joe Montana, ex-First Lady Laura Bush. I was really looking forward to seeing all of these people speak. It was going to be a fantastic day. So when I first get there, I decide, okay, I'm going to bring, one of my digital cameras, just because everyone has a digital camera on their cell phone, so it's not a big deal. What could really, how can they really turn you away? So I get there and they tell me I cannot bring my flip camera. And I'm asked the question, why? And I'm told by the security people, because the flip camera is a camera. I said, okay, hold on a second. I can't bring my flip camera, but 10,000 people in the auditorium, they all have a cell phone, and they all have cameras, and they have video cameras, but they can bring their camera in. So the first guy looks at me and he puts his head down. Yeah, I know, it doesn't make sense. So he went and he grabbed his supervisor, and she was going to be all tough, and she was tough. She said, no, you cannot bring your flip camera in because, and get this, it can record longer than a cell phone, which I, of course, laughed at. I said, you've got to be kidding. I could bring out my iPhone and, I can record 2 hours worth of footage, high definition. I can use my BlackBerry. I can just swap cards. What are you talking about? But so I had to back down if I wanted to see any part of the event. So I get to the event and I'm sitting way up in the rafters. Understand, I got my tickets months ago, but I'm sitting way up in the rafters and the place is just absolutely jam-packed. There's energy everywhere. And I'm thinking, okay, a direct selling event hasn't had anything like this in a long time. Well, I get there and I'm seated and, like I said, up in the nosebleeds, and Colin Powell is speaking already. He is just doing a fantastic job. Our General Colin Powell, the amount of knowledge is one thing, but being able to motivate an audience is a completely different matter altogether. The Get Motivated seminar, which had Laura Bush and, like I said, Joe Montana and all these guys, it's really the kind of event that a direct selling event company should be emulating. In fact, Direct Selling Live, just so you know, a little secret, we're actually negotiating right now to put on our very first event along the lines and very similar to a Get Motivated seminar. We think we can pull something off like this beginning in early to mid 2013. But back to the Get Motivated seminar. What they're really strong on is it's action-packed. You've got these pyrotechnics going off, fireworks all over the place. It's incredibly inspiring. And I find that most direct selling events that I go to these days, unless they're a corporate event, are not inspiring. You know, they give you the basics, but that's it. The skill sets that you're taught at the Get Motivated seminar is the team building, the leadership. Let me take a look. Achievement, what that's all about, finance, investing, health and spiritual success. They had some absolutely great speakers, but I've got to tell you, my arm was pounding. And about 3 hours into it, I had to leave. I just couldn't take it. So I rushed over to my doctor. My doctor looks at me. The first thing he says, "Where's your sling?" I said, "You didn't give me a sling." He said, "I forgot to give you a sling. If I had given you a sling, your arm wouldn't be in so much pain." So there you go. I go to the Get Motivated seminar. I get motivated. I get sore. I rush over to my doctor, and he says, "You should have your sling." I don't have my sling. There you go. He's giving me a sling, so I feel much better. But here's the thing. A number of people have been complaining about the lack of energy, the lack of value that they are getting from a direct selling event, be it put on by an association, be it put on by a company, be it put on by a trainer or a consultant. They're wanting more. And I think for the price that people are paying, they should be receiving a lot more. I know there's some events that are losing attendees. I mean, the attendance is just dropping. And yet there are others out there that are packing arenas. It's absolutely amazing. What's the dynamic at play that's causing one event to be successful and another event not to be successful? I know one thing. The Get Motivated seminar is a fantastic event. And everyone in direct selling, if you can, should pluck down the couple of bucks of what it costs. That's right, just a couple of bucks. What it costs to go and spend a day and learn some things. It's really, really a good investment, and you'll have a fantastic time, sore arm or not. See, in a few minutes, we will be talking about politics in direct selling. This is one of my favorite topics.
Here's a deodorant called Axe. Spray it under your arms and across your chest to stay fresh all day. I know you're not touching my mannequin.
Axe, the smell the ladies love.
Okay, here we go. Politics and direct selling. Oftentimes I'm asked, what's the correlation? Why do the two come together for me? Keeper, why is it so important for you? I believe that the community of direct selling, not only here in the United States, but across the world, is one of the most dynamic, most energetic, and most important segments of the voting population, certainly here in the United States, that has gone unlooked by any and every politician here in the United States. For a lot of them, we are a ghost community. And because of that, we are a disenfranchised community when it comes to politicians. In a day and in an era where politicians are needing to get every vote from every nook and cranny under every rock that they can possibly find, and you would think that one of them would take a look at the tens of millions of people in direct selling here in the United States and say, that's an untapped community I need to get in touch with. I need to let them hear my voice, particularly in light of the fact that these are entrepreneurs. They spend money on their businesses. They spend money on their homes. They spend money on just about everything, from hotels to airlines to gas to food. We do it all. But have you ever heard a politician in the United States come and speak to the distributor force in direct selling? Oh, sure, they'll speak to an association like the DSA, which we have to toss out because the DSA does not talk to the distributors. Therefore, corporate only. And it's unfortunate that the DSA has the power to attract and lobby, which they do from time to time, politicians from every segment of our political environment, Democrat, Independent, Republican. They have the power, and they do speak to these groups, but never do they speak to them and let us know what the conversation was like. Bad idea, because we are almost 20 million distributors here in the United States. You couple that with another 10 to 12 million home-based business owners, and the home-based business community in the United States is over 30 million people. Did you know that this 30 million people, if it were a country, would be the 77th largest economy in the world, ahead of North Korea, behind some other very prominent ones. I lose my train of thought on who they are. But if we were the 77th largest economy in the world and we were recognized as such, every politician in the planet would be coming to us. So here's the question for you. Do we have the power to get their attention? I say absolutely. Earlier this year, July 2012, Direct Selling Live launched a petition drive to get 1 million signatures on the Direct Selling Home-Based Business Tax Initiative petition. We've been talking about it for on almost 6 months now. It's finally starting to pick up steam, which is really good. But understand, it's not about 2012. The tax petition from our community standpoint is to galvanize our community, to get us to understand that we are a political power base, a political voting bloc, and we can get anything that we want, especially as it relates to legislation that impacts tax codes for home-based businesses, and more importantly, to the direct seller. We have the power. We can do this. It's very interesting to me. In 2008, I started this politics thing to get the associations. I wanted to know what they thought about it. I contacted the DSA, the DSWA, and the MLMIA. The only one that even responded was the DSA. And their response was, pretty much what you expect, whatever. The DSWA, the Association for Women, had no response, refused to respond, even though they represent, as they say, women in direct selling. Women's issues here in the United States are being trampled upon. I cannot understand how the DSA in 2000 and DSWA in 2008 had nothing to say, and in 2011 on this tax initiative and anything else, they've got nothing to say. Ladies, you need to ask them why. We need to have a voice in the political game. We are that powerful. The MLMIA, one of the probably the smallest of the three, they take the position that they are a 501c3 and they cannot get involved or make any mention of anything politically because of their stature. However, there are certain levels to the 501c3, and the category in which they fall in, and I pointed this out to Doris Wood over there, is that you can make a stand. You can support the distributors and direct selling behind this tax code. What does the tax code want? Just really quick. We're just looking to get some tax codes written on behalf of direct sellers. We want an annual tax credit for direct sellers and home-based business owners who meet a minimum requirement of $15,000 in a taxable year. Then the third part is we want an annual 6% tax credit for direct sellers and home-based business owners who donate at least 4% of their annual profits to approved charities, education, and the arts. So that way you're giving back to the community. We talked to the DSA about it. They said, we'll look into it. They won't respond. They've got nothing to say about it. Spoke to them, sent over an email to the DSWA. Well, they started sending me down from the co-founder to another co-founder to someone else who take a look at it. Never heard back. The MLMIA took the same position that they took in 2008. We can't make any statement. I say you can, and I say you should. You had better make a statement. 85% of all distributors from here in the United States are women. The issues affecting women are, in this political cycle, are being just trampled upon. We have to protect every woman's right to choose whatever it is that they want to choose. I'm not here to tell you what you should or should not do, but I'm here to say our association should be fighting for us on the political battlegrounds because we have the vote to get any politician's attention. Ask me who else has jumped in. Well, we contacted Network Marketing Business Journal, the trade journal, and they supported and wrote off on the, signed off on the petition. But then a strange thing happened. In their October edition of Network Marketing Business Journal, they decided to do an article called Let Our 16 Million Voices Be Heard. Now, the strange thing about this is I started seeing some of the language of my petition in their story as if it was their story. Boggles my mind. Nowhere in the story do they even mention that the direct selling live tax petition is what kicked this off for them. They didn't mention that we're going to use some of their language. However, they will use their 16 million voices to make it seem as though they're the ones driving this. They are not. And Keith, you should know better than that. You should have mentioned where you got the idea from, what you did earlier with Direct Selling Live. But let me close with this. We are a very powerful voting bloc if we can come together. Never in the history of direct selling has that happened. I've been told it can't happen. I disagree. I think we are extremely powerful. We can do anything we want. And if we want legislators to back off on us when supplement companies are trying to, when FDA is trying to attack us, this is how we do it. We do it with votes. Just like anything else here in the United States get done, we do it with votes. If you are interested in joining me in this fight, number one, go into Direct Selling Live, click on the tax petition to sign off on it. But if you want more information, you want to find out how we can fight and come together, because I think it's worth it, email me at keeper@DirectSellingLive. If you've got any questions or you want to get involved in anything else, if you want a story to be told on Direct Selling Live and the OnAIR show, also email me at OnAIR@DirectSellingLive. When I come back, a special commentary on direct sellers, the 99%ers. The 99% who do all the work, and yet we don't get a lot of support. I'll be back.
Here's a deodorant called Axe. Spray it under your arms and across your chest to stay fresh all day. I know you're not touching my mannequin.
Axe, the smell the ladies love.
This is a quick special commentary on the 99%ers in direct selling. I'm sure you've all seen the pictures of Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Oakland, Occupy New York. Here's some of them right here. It occurred to me a couple of days ago that the 99%ers, that ratio actually plays out here in direct selling. 1% of those people in direct selling make $5,000, $10,000 a month and more. The other 99%, they're the mom and pops and the students and the single family moms who are looking to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. I call those the 99%ers, just like Occupy Wall Street, the 99%ers. At some point, our associations need to speak to the 99%ers and come to the realization that these are the real movers and shakers in direct selling, not the superstars, because the superstars always need that 99+% beneath them to become a superstar. I'm getting the sense in talking to distributors that the average distributor is not being viewed with much value, and I think it's a bad thing. I think it's something we need to get away from. It used to be that this business was all about mom and pops talking to different people, different companies, over the coffee table or at the dining room table. Now it's all about the professional in network marketing. I think we've made a mistake with so much emphasis being placed on the professional. It's as if the 99% don't matter unless they are now professional. We are a business of people talking to people, always have been. It makes no difference of your education. It makes no difference of your lifestyle. It makes no difference of your sexual orientation, your race, your nationality. You have an opportunity here. And we have to remember that the 99% are the ones who keep up the 1% here in direct selling. Just like in Occupy Wall Street, the 99% keep the 1% in their 1% position. Think about it.